Welcome to Film Study Podcast. Here are me and NoCo's predictions for episode 4 of season 6 of All American entitled Blackout. So after celebrating his 21st birthday, Spencer enlists Coop's help to figure out what happened at his party the night before. Elsewhere, Olivia and Jordan reminisce about their childhood with Billy, and Asher deals with the fallout of a tough decision he's made.
Mm.
The episode was directed by Ryan Zaragoza and written by Mike and David, who are All American's resident comedic writers. So
Mhm.
we know it's going to be a funny episode. Um, we were just talking about this before we hit record, but yes, they've been very cavalier about drinking, which is normal. But I was wondering why Mac just casually pulled out a bottle of what was it, vodka or something
I don't know.
in
It
front of
looked
Jordan?
dark.
And I
Yeah.
thought that he was gonna offer Jordan some, and I was very confused. Did I?
Well, they've been showing that they've been drinking since like 16.
No, I know, but it's very different when a coach is just randomly.
I guess they said they didn't care about the optics.
I
Just
guess.
pour him a
It was
cup.
just weird
Pour
to
him
me. It was weird to me. But anyway, what do you think? I think for Asher, it's a big deal and a big issue. Because he had a
Yeah.
lot of. Obviously, we know that Liv did a story on him that didn't ultimately come out, but he was accused of bullying, and it was a very big thing. And it wasn't just childhood play; it was calling SWAT teams in on people. It was having somebody bullied to
Yeah.
the point of trigger warning, suicidal ideation, and all of these things. So it was a really big deal.
Yeah.
And he
No.
was and
So
he was a Heisman contender when he left.
oh
So
yeah.
he's
Mhm.
gonna he might be trying to run the show his way and all of those things.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of like Asher, you're cool with the girl who wrote the story that ended like why do you think
That
that he
too.
like why do you think that he would just be like, "Yeah, okay." Like, I don't know. Sometimes All American is really good at showing characters evolve, but they're also good at showing that they won't. That there's certain people, and I always think it's funny
Yes.
that they have certain people that's like, oh nope, that person's going to be who they are. Don't give them grace. But then they try to
Yes.
teach you with the main characters, give them grace, give them grace, give them
Yes.
grace.
This is
And
All
so
American is a deeply positive show, even when it shouldn't be sometimes. Deeply positive.
exactly. So it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, I was shocked that they even like brought him back. I don't know what was in his contract as an actor. But yeah, they brought him back and I don't know.
But I
Hope
think you're right. It's the fallout of Asher was a part of that group that got swatted. So
what is going on here?
I
Like,
know that
I
he's
don't know.
desperate, but there has to be a
Yeah.
better gotta be a
But
better
Asher
option.
has always done that though. Like, he will like forget about all that and be like, "Hey, no, I'm trying to win." Right? Like he is a very like I'm going to win type of guy. And
That's true.
what I dislike though about this now is that he has a family, sir. And so certain things should play a part. Like your dad, right? So you need to have a morals and some standards
Yeah, and it's
to
very
be
weird because
right.
up until that point, he's been a stand-up guy, I'd say,
Yes.
for the past I wanna say for the past, at least 2.5 seasons, if we count sort of
Mhm.
halfway through season 3, um,
Yeah.
literally right after the Vegas fallout situation, I'd say that he's been pretty, for the most part, stand up, despite some hiccups here and there,
Yeah.
but he's
Yeah.
been pretty much stand up since 3B with some errors in 4. But so it's just very random that he's choosing this. And again, your friends got swatted. Olivia, he was stalking and harassing Olivia. I don't know if he
Which, by
knows
the way,
that.
isn't that his ex-girlfriend? No, no,
Yes,
I'm
it
sorry.
is. Yes. No,
Yeah,
you're right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're taking it all the way. That's what I'm saying. Since season 3, that's what I'm saying. So it's been all the way back there that everything has been fine. And it's yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't love this because Asher's been on such a sort of straight and narrow. And I'm not
Yeah,
saying
and
that
that
this is
kinda
taking him
sucks.
off of the straight and narrow, but
Yeah,
it's he
yeah.
hasn't made any bad decisions. I'd say any major bad decisions in the past couple of seasons.
Mhm.
So this is it's just
Mm.
not a good look. Even though I don't know if he knows about everything that went on behind the scenes with the
Right. Now
last
that
article.
might be true. Now that might be true. So he may not know everything, and Escher is good at like trying to see the good in people now.
Mhm.
Like he's really good at that.
I love
So
that you specify now because exactly. Uh, so
we'll
yeah,
see.
it'll be interesting. It will. We will. And then I'm very interested to see this Jordan and Liv reminiscing about Billy. I want to see what prompts it because I'm kind of confused about
Yeah, drinking.
Liv can't drink.
Jordan can. Jordan can. He probably gonna be
So
drunk because
Liv is just gonna be sober and like,
Him and his girl beefing. They gonna drag him to
well,
Spencer's
not
birthday
in this
party.
clip. She was it? I don't.
They're gonna say
She
you
seemed
have
like
to
she
go
was
to
like
Spencer's
trying to
birthday.
diffuse the situation between Spencer and Jordan.
Yeah, because they now dragged him to his birthday party. He don't want to be there. He been drinking.
See, you're just making up stuff. We don't know how Jordan feels about going to Spencer's. He felt
He doesn't
bad
want to
about some of
go.
the.
He don't want to go. Him and Spencer beefing. Now he drinking. He's stressed. Now he's
They were having a fight in the alleyway, like all this stuff.
yes,
Oh
all
my
cause some liquor
goodness.
that they
But it
keep
also
showing
is going to
him.
be interesting because it does seem very Spencer and Jordan tension heavy.
Mhm.
And typically, generally, Liv has 100% in each and every one of these Spencer and Jordan sort of beefs. I want to say maybe once or twice she hasn't really chosen a side, but every other 98% of the time she is team Spencer. At, that is her man. So even before he was her man, that is her man. So I'm curious to see, okay, they're reminiscing, but also are you not gonna not are you not gonna be on Spencer's side, but how are you going to deal with this tension
Mhm.
between
Yeah.
Spencer and Jordan that just took place?
Right. Yeah, I wonder. That's going to be interesting. Like you said, how they tie that. Like, what is going to spark that? Like,
Yeah.
literally, I was joking. I mean, I don't know. I didn't, but like, I am curious.
But it is interesting. I'm just interested to see because yeah,
Mhm.
I the fact that Liv and Jordan have this storyline together and there was very clearly, and we already know that there's going to be tension through with them throughout the season, Spencer and Jordan, but this is
Mhm.
another way in which Liv is going to be not in the middle because the girls aren't like in it, but
Yeah.
she's having this storyline with Jordan. Is it just going to be casually acknowledged? I feel like it has to be a little bit more
Right. Do you
than
think
that.
Baker is going to have some cameo? You think he came back for an episode and they
Who?
add in
Billy?
yeah, you think that they
Tay?
added a
Tay
couple
Diggs? If Tay Diggs is making some appearance,
like if he did one episode, not a host, but do you think he did
I
one
think if they got
episode
him
for
for
him?
any episode, one episode, it would be the 100th.
Oh, you're probably right. Yep,
So
yep,
not until episode 9. But yeah, I don't think
yeah,
maybe we'll see him in flashbacks or something. But I think they would save
yeah,
that till 9.
okay.
But so yeah, I'm curious to see what the inciting incident, what the trigger is for them to be reminiscing. Obviously, they can just reminisce, but this is a TV show, so they need something that
You're right,
causes them to reminisce.
right.
Um, but also, I'm also just personally excited because this is also the first time that it's fully acknowledged that the core four, if you want to say, like Spencer and Olivia and Jordan and Layla, are together at the same time and everybody knows it. Nothing is hidden, and Spencer and Jordan are having this um fight, and we
Mm,
heard Layla say in this episode, right, that Spencer is always going to get his catches.
mm,
And so
right.
they've been being supportive without without being overt, like in the past, like Jordan
Mhm.
is being stupid, like that's what Liv said. So they've been being supportive without blaming the other
The other.
person on that other end of this Spencer and Jordan fight. So I'm interested to see if, as it continues to escalate, how Liv and Layla are gonna handle it.
Ooh, I
Not
like
even
that
necessarily
story.
like if they're gonna have trouble, but I'm just like, even as this is Liv's twin
Yeah, that's such
brother,
a good point. No, that's such a good point. I didn't
and
even
then
think
this is
about
Layla's
them in
best
the
friend's boyfriend who's
situation.
she dated once, so it's gonna be
Mm.
interesting, I think. I'm just
Yeah,
excited
no,
because
I
I'm just
like
like,
that.
okay, what if Layla gets a little bit more into defending Jordan, like she's not as neutral as she's been, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'm so curious. And what if Liv suddenly decides to say, you know what, you gotta handle. So I'm just very interested.
Yes. No, I'm very interested. Oh my
And
goodness.
then Layla's gonna be off her antidepressant, so we
I
know Layla
know.
off her antidepressants,
Around
and she's a little bit.
alcohol.
Oh,
Mm-mm-mm. This episode about to be too much. It's about to be too much.
yo,
Her and Jordan gonna be on.
yo. Don't ask me why that did not settle in my brain until you just said it.
It's gonna be an episode for sure. Yep. Mm-mm-mm. I can't wait. I hate waiting, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be a
Y'all can't see
crazy
my
episode.
face, but it is jaw drop.
Yes,
Jaw drop.
girl, it's gonna be
I
crazy.
also heard a little rumor slash spoiler that she's getting into a fight. So who's she gonna fight?
Is it gonna be Liv?
No,
No
no,
way.
no. They're not gonna fight. No.
Who could she be fighting?
Of course it wouldn't be Liv. No, her and Liv are fine. They're
I
in
don't
the
know. They
best
start
place they've
taking up
ever
for their
been.
man, and some alcohol involved, and she start throwing shots.
That nothing
And
like that is
Liv,
gonna happen. No, I rebuke that. I rebuke
now
that.
Liv, now the new Liv starts handling it a different way. Now we fight history.
That's not gonna happen. They are in the healthiest place that they've ever been. If
Oh my.
anything, I people have been saying like she might fight Spencer. I don't know if she's because she got into the middle of them, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if she's
No
gonna
way
fight
they're gonna
Spencer.
show that. Yeah, no way they're
No,
gonna do that.
I
Yeah,
think it's gonna be
no
some
way.
random person at the bar or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm like, it's you're. She's going to be weaning off of her antidepressants without medical advice, drinking. Oh god.
Not you the shade at the not medical advice.
I was gonna say this too, and this is the last thing I will say about this, but I just this is such an interesting storyline with this turn that they've now taken with it. Is I had already planned to say this, but Layla is so good at looking put together,
Mhm.
that we sometimes forget how deep she actually struggles
Struggles. Exactly.
because she's so good at punting on a front. And the
Mhm.
front about to be gone. Like the front about to be gone.
Exactly. 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 And like I think you bring up a good point. And so in a way, I love that All American does that. Like just to give them a little bit of props. Because you do have to tap
Yeah,
in onto some of those daily things that individuals deal with. That usually you see the put together person, right? But you
yeah,
guys don't know what they're dealing with. And so I do like that they shed light a little bit onto that. And but then the negative part to it is like then people think she should have everything together, like you
exactly.
said. And then it's like the moment she makes a mistake, or just the idea that she does not love Jordan is crazy to
I
me.
know.
Like, stop. Like, what
I
are we
know.
doing? Because like you brought up a good point, and I didn't even think about it. And this is you can talk what we talked about the show, and then we can move on. When you mentioned she's always been like when it comes to football and Jordan, she's known things that like nobody else even knew. Like Billy
She does
probably
not.
didn't even.
She only cares about football when it comes to Jordan. Bro, there's
I
so
can
much
love that
evidence of that
thing.
historically. Can we not talk
Yeah.
about football? I don't care. Da, 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 da. And now she's rattling off stats. So it's just gonna be very, very
Hmm.
interesting. And again, she, she props to Greta, man, because even as someone who looks into her character and who acknowledges her character struggles and all of that thing, like I love Layla
Mhm.
down. She's 1A, 1B, Layla and Liv, like Liv and Layla.
Mhm.
Um, but even I forget sometimes how deeply she struggles or
Mhm.
struggled
Mhm.
with her depression.
Mhm.
Until she was just like, oh, gotta take daily pills. And I'm like, girl, I forgot about that.
They said it so smooth. I
She
said,
said it so casually.
I
And
said,
I'm like,
"Oh."
why don't you talk more about this?
I said,
She
"Oh."
just like quietly like takes her daily antidepressant pills.
She definitely, like, just threw that in there.
Like,
It
why
was
are you
like
being so
everybody
and
knows that.
and this is how much she loves Jordan, because she would not be talking about this otherwise. But the fact that she loves him so much that she said, number one, that she's been absent-minded and that she's in a
Mm.
place right now
Yep.
where her medication is keeping her in this middle space so that she
Mhm.
doesn't get too high and too low. She never talks about that at all.
Oh, yep.
She's
Mhm.
always been like, even after she came out of rehab, she's always been very inward about her struggle, unless something outward happens that makes it
Mhm.
extremely clear that something's
Right.
going on. And so the fact that she said that without that having to be the case, because she was just like, oh my goodness, I forgot to do the wedding, and
Right.
that shows
Listen,
you how much she loves Jordan.
she loves him so much, she gonna be fighting with Liv next episode because
No, she's not gonna be fighting with Liv. She's gonna be fighting with Spencer or somebody else. Don't claim that over my besties. I no, we do not claim that. We cancel that assignment. We sent it. So anyway, and then Spencer's just gonna be, it's gonna be hangover type deal.
Yeah, and he's gonna be Spencer, and we're gonna get the ups, the downs, the around the
Yeah, but I
circle.
do think it's gonna be fun because we're finally gonna see a little bit more of a comedic Spencer. We
Yeah.
because he's naturally very broody and moody, and Liv has said these things as well, so don't come for me, comments. But we're just gonna get a more sort of light-hearted, I feel like, Spencer,
Ooh,
which is
yeah,
gonna
I'm
be fun. I
excited.
know,
I think,
me too.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun episode.
But anyway, thanks for listening. I know these predictions were long, but we had a good time chatting.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
It's been so
so
long.
fun. And thanks for listening, audience.